Hello, Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Wolves Weekly. Got Jeremiah Robbins back in the studio with me this week after experiencing a couple nice days out on the ball field, being able to show off that great turf that you have out there. Unfortunately, you weren't able to play out this weekend, but at the same time, you went on the road, were able to take 4 of them up at Billings, and let's start right there. Taking a sweep from any team, regardless of a previous record, is always a tough thing to do.
It is, and obviously playing at Montana State Billings, it's something we're very proud of, to go up there and get 4 games on the road. And you know, everybody knows it's a long trip, and our kids came out focused and found very good ways to get all 4 of those games. So whenever you're getting a sweep in the GNAC, you've done something very special.
And actually, that makes a couple of them in a row for you now. You've actually run your win streak to 11 games. But more importantly, let's look at it this way. You guys were able to take over first place in the GNAC, a spot that has always been a goal for you, to win that conference first and foremost. And talk to me about that one, that you guys maybe had a little bit of a unique, this year's not done yet, there's a lot of seasons still to go, but a little bit unique where you guys have kind of raced out in front years before, but this time you guys had to really battle back, knowing that each win, each game matters. Yeah,
it does, and you know, it's baseball in the Northwest, and obviously getting backed up those games with some rainouts and jockeying the schedule. It's, you know, we're chasing some games, but you know, to extend a lead is always good. We know that there's a lot more games to be played, and finishing up our year, we still have 12 games to go, and it doesn't get any easier as the weekends go by. And you know, it's going to be the best team at the end that has went through the grind and played consistent baseball week in, week out, and I feel good about our club to be consistent with that.
Well, I'd actually like to take this opportunity, talk a little bit more about this Montana State Billings series. Actually, with the Great Northwest Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week right now, Mike Ward, who's joining us from the locker room. How are you doing today, Mike?
Good, Danny. Good to be here.
Fantastic. Well, you guys, this was really one of the best balanced weekends I've seen from the Western Oregon baseball team this year. You guys, the offense scores 41 runs, and the pitching only gives up 8. Talk to me a little bit about that one, and part of the game plan you guys maybe had going in, especially as a pitching staff, to maybe go after these hitters.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a complete weekend for us. As far as the game plan for the pitching staff, we don't really change that week to week. We just got to come out throwing strikes and, you know, having command of all of our pitches. But we scored in the first inning of 3 out of the 4 games, and then in the second inning in one of the games. So, you know, getting staked to an early lead even before we set foot on the field, that's a huge advantage for us.
And I want to go in a little bit more into just some of these pitching staff, the way the pitching staff has been going, especially in this 11-game winning streak. And you guys have been keeping them in. Even if you guys aren't getting those early runs scored against you, you're giving your team a chance to win every single game. Talk to me about maybe you as the senior leader of that pitching staff, some of the responsibility you take on, and just to give the Wolves always a chance to win the games.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for us is just throwing strikes and making them hit our pitches. I mean, if we're working down in the zone and having command of all of our pitches, we feel that our stuff's good enough to get anyone out. And you know, whether we're getting runs or not, and we have been lately, and that's been awesome, but even if, you know, our hitters are struggling, all we got to do is keep playing our game, and the hits will fall for us.
I don't want to put it on any one person individual, but I know that you guys had a little fallout kind of right there after spring break. Kirk Lind comes into the rotation as number 4 man. A little bit of juggling goes into there. Coach Robbins and probably his coaching staff decided to insert Mike Ward kind of in that first 9-inning game. Cam Nobles has kind of taken on game number 2 in the series. And you guys come back with Grady Wood in game number 3 for the other 9-inning game, and then close out with Kirk Lind. That's a pretty strong 1 through 4. Talk to me about that one, Mike, and just talk to me, do you see any type of drop-off? Does everybody kind of, just talk to me about slotting into those roles, and it seems like you've really taken on that role as the first game starter, and everybody else has kind of fallen in there and just excelled with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working out really well. Obviously, Kirk had been doing well out of the bullpen, but we had to bring him into the starting role. But, you know, keeping me and Grady Wood in the 9-inning games has been effective. Grady's been pitching awesome. He's been keeping his pitch count really low. I believe he was at 96 pitches through 9 innings this week. And to get that kind of pitch efficiency, it's awesome. And Cam and Kirk have both been doing well in the 7-inning game.
I just want to make a quick note on Mike before I move over to Coach Robbins to talk about the hitting there. Mike Ward there is second now in the GNAC with ERA, with a 2.51 ERA, and Kirk Lind is actually number 1. So when you guys can throw those first 2 ones out there, and I think Wood is actually number 4 right now. So you guys are just an incredible feat, because we know ERA is a matter of the whole season, not just what you do your last 3 games, but these guys have been consistent for you all year, giving you a lot of chances to win. But now, I know, Coach Robbins, you always want to have good pitching out there, but I know you like to see a couple runs go up on that board as well. Talk to me about this weekend. You said you're able to score 41 runs up there. Talk to me about the offense and specifically the GNAC Player of the Week, Daniel Dillard.
Yeah, I thought our guys really came out with a good approach against the arms that they threw out there against us, and it was a patient approach, as you can see in the box score. I don't know what happened with their staff. They had an unusual amount of walks this weekend, and we just sat back and was able to take the walk and then get a big hit and be patient in an at bat. Dan Dillard, we all know what Dan can do, and he showed a little bit of that this weekend. With some power numbers and being patient in the batter's box, something that he hasn't done a lot this year, where he's kind of got himself out in some at-bats. But he was locked in this weekend, had a few other balls that he hit hard right at people, but he was dialed in, as well as all our hitters. I thought they stuck with the good approach, a competitive approach, and when they got their pitch, they were able to get a good barrel on it, which, that's the stuff of hitting we like to see. And obviously, we ran the bases very well. We bunted very well. We created some opportunities in a couple of those games, and that led to opening up our lead a little bit. But just overall very good performance. Some guys came off the bench. I thought were very prepared and got some big hits for us. Obviously, they weren't game-changing hits, but big hits for the individuals that needed those hits. And it was a pleasure to watch.
And I don't want to sit here and just go over numbers and talk to you what the guy is, but I think that Daniel Dillard's weekend at least makes note. He now has a 13-game hitting streak. He actually went 9 for 15 over the weekend, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, and 12 RBI. Amazing numbers, I think, for not just Daniel Dillard in Western Oregon, but those numbers have to be one of the better performances the entire weekend in the country in Division II. We also had a very exciting time come out last week, kind of to signify the work that you guys have done this year and to kind of give you guys just a little light at the end of the tunnel there. The regional poll came out last Wednesday. That was a very big one. Western Oregon, for all the work that you guys have done, you guys are ranked number 3rd in the poll. And just to explain to everybody out there, this is the NCAA. This is an opportunity for people to possibly go to the regionals. The West region only has 4 entries into it. It is done, Coach Robbins here has informed me a little bit about it. They have kind of an RPI type of system, the rating percentage index, where you score opponents' winning percentage, in-region winning percentage, and there's another number of other factors. But the Wolves are really vying to get back into at least the top 4, hopefully even higher than number 4, and get back into the regionals, something you guys hosted in 2009, and we're back there in 2008, as well as hosted in 2006. This is something I know has to be a goal each year for the team.
It is, and with how we set up our schedule and the teams that we play in our non-conference, and then get to the grind of the GNAC. To come out in the 3rd spot in this first poll, it's a nice place to be, but it's kind of, we still got some more polls ahead of us, and with a lot of games left, we got to just stick to playing our game, and that official poll is huge, and it is what it is, but we can't focus on it. We got to continue to play good baseball. It's what got us to that 3rd ranking, that number 3 in the spot there. So, we'll check it out when we finish up. I think the last poll comes out May 15th or 16th, and that's the one that we're going to really worry about. And we won't focus on it, and I've talked to the kids about it already. We just got to play baseball. And, it's no rocket science. They're going to take the team that wins the most. The top 4 teams that win a lot of baseball games will get to that regional. Those are the teams that deserve to be there. And we'll go out there and play the game hard, and we'll check it again May 15th, May 16th, and see where we stand there. Hopefully we'll be in the top 4. We're going to make a run, though. I like this team.
Well, I'm going to make Mike Ward then pretend like he didn't hear all your answers right there. I will not put him on the spot too much. But I would like to know a little bit from Mike right there what the opportunity is that I'm the one saying this is not Coach Robbins, that maybe you guys have the opportunity to kind of control your fate a little bit. If you guys go out there and you know that if you guys keep taking care of business, keep winning, putting the bat on the ball and scoring some runs and getting some good pitching, you guys have a chance to do it. Just talk to me about the opportunity and maybe a goal that was laid out for you guys at the beginning of the year that is kind of in your grasp right here.
Yeah, you said it, Danny. I mean, we just got to take care of business. We got 12 games left. We know we're ranked, but we're not really thinking about that. We got to take it one game at a time, one series at a time. And 3 weeks left. We'll look up on May 15th, 16th, and see where we're at.
Thank you very much, Mike. I'd like to talk to you. You guys have 3 total series left. Final road trip of the year coming up this weekend at Central Washington. We had the opportunity to watch. You guys opened up the GNAC season with them this year. Watch that team. They have a couple of quality left-handed arms, and man, they had some speed on the bases out there as well.
You know, the Rhodey kid, he's kind of been the hard luck loser for that pitching staff, but you look at his numbers, he's in the top in the GNAC in a lot of those numbers. He's a very good left-handed arm. They back him up with 3 other guys that are going to compete in the strike zone. They've had a rough year a little bit, but you know, they're going to come out fit to be tied. You know, they can play that spoiler role for us, and we've got to go up there focused. Ellensburg is sometimes a tough place to play. I know Coach Story does a very good job of coaching his kids up, and they'll be prepared for us. The second go-around, you'll see a different club in the opponent that you're playing, and we've got to be a different club than what we were when we played them the first time, and we are. So it's going to be an exciting series. You know, it's one of our rivals in the league, so we're going to go up there and compete our tails off and see where we end up.
Fantastic. Well, Jeremiah, thank you for joining me today. And thank you to Mike Ward also for coming into the studio and getting to talk to everybody just about and update the Wolves fans on the baseball season. So thank you all for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.